you get out of it,
there's counterplay to it.
That's not the case. It's not an infinite.
Yeah,
if you can get out of it, that's not an infinite.
Yeah.
All right, we're back, and as I'm looking at myself, I realize I'm like a fat ASAP Rocky.
Jesus, bro.
But yeah, no. Before we left, Rich gave his opinion on why he chose to not pay for Grand Blue, and we're going over to Jules, who's giving her opinion as to why she didn't purchase it.
So I agree with everything that Rich said. I will also say, with confidence, I am broke. You know, Pokemon called me out. I feel it. I make minimum wage here. I'm trying my best. But the reason I do want to buy the game, right? I'm waiting for a sale. Rich and I talked about this. We're like, eventually there's going to be a sale. That's when I'll buy the game. But for me, it's one of those things where it's like all of the past fighting games that have come out within recent years have all died within the first 3 months.
Crazy.
I don't want to buy a game, spend money on it, and then no one plays it. And the only 3 people that do play it, you just play them so much that you're like, this is boring. And I just want to make sure that people still play it, because no matter if there's good support or not, if majority just stop playing it because they don't like the game, because again, I understand the devs listen to people. They put in the time. They did it right. They listened this time. It doesn't matter if it's a dead game, it's a dead game. And typically that happens with the anime fighters. And I don't want to have another repeat of DNF Duel where everybody drops money, there's so much hype, and then it just drops off within a month.
So I will say, and to be fair, the only reason these mainstream games ain't dead games as they should be is because they're mainstream games. But with that being said, it's like the games you named, like you named DNF. I'm going to be honest. DNF had a chance to actually be alive to this day. That wasn't the fault of the game being bad. That was the fault of the developers being poor with the game. Because everybody still liked DNF. And even when the patches didn't come out, there was a lot of people, even at our locals, that was like, hey, man, we're just holding out till the patch comes through.
Oh, God, no.
They was trying to hold out, but in that one, was it Nexon Games that published that one?
I have no idea.
No, it was a game with they worked with art.
Yeah, I know, but I think Nexon helped publish that one.
We'd have to look it up.
Yeah, we'd have to look it up. But either way, that development studio they just didn't say nothing.
But that's my fear is the devs are on this game now, but no one actually knows how the devs are going to feel about it in 3 months.
Actually, I talked to Tingo already. He said they're already planning on dropping new characters. So I mean,
you can hope, and there's promises.
They're planning on dropping, but the thing is what I'm saying is what this company is doing. If this game fails, it's not the company's fault. I will 100% say that it's not going to be the company's fault, because at this point, what more could they give you?
I agree, but again, it's just one of those things where it's who isn't living I'm not living in financial freedom. You just have to be wise, because again, I play Tekken. If you watched the podcast before where I'm on, you can get my backstory. But I play Tekken, and it's one of those things where it's I can only pick up one game. So what game am I going to pick up? I'm going to pick up the one I'm more confident with. I mean, I also play Tekken, but the exact reason I'm not picking up 8 is because of time constraints. I got too much going on to play Tekken like that. Exactly. So
I'm going to play it, but I'm not going to play it nowhere near as serious as I'm going to play this game.
And again, that's all up to preference and how you play, which I think that's also another thing where it's all people in the FGC, excluding Smash players.
See?
No, because listen to my point. Typically branch out to other fighting games. Here's the thing with Smash players. They only stick to platform fighters, which aren't a lot of the games.
Rich, what game did you start playing?
I'm not saying majority.
No. Oh, you play Ultimate?
Yeah.
Smash?
Yeah.
What game did you play now?
I play Tekken.
I'm not saying I'm saying majority. I'm not saying all.
Play 6.
That's fair. No, I mean, but I think Smash players do. Well, that's another topic for another time. But I do think they do venture out more so now than before.
Yes, but I'm saying for the majority, I'm saying that platform people stick to platforms, 3D stick to 3Ds. But for the majority, that people in the FGC, people who typically play 3Ds will willingly venture out to anime fighters and all that before Smash people. That was all my point, is that typically people within the FGC are willing to try other fighting games because they have an interest in it. Which, again, is one of those things where it's like, but if people don't get it, they're not going to buy the game.
Well, as we said before, when me and Nate me and Nate pretty much had the same points, because he said, "Yo, the reason I bought the game, because he believes the same way I believe, is you should support developers that make good games."
Yep.
It's essentially voting with your wallet, like I said before. If a game's well made, they put in the time, they put in the work, they're listening to you, and you like the game, which you already said you plan on buying it, that's fine. I'm not even knocking you on that. I'm just saying for people who are like, yeah, the game's great, but like, I'm not gonna buy it.
And they don't have a real reason.
Yeah,
like,
even Rich said, I'll buy it when it goes on a discount. He doesn't care about a discount, but he's like, I just need to be a little bit lower. I can respect that.
And I want to
because that's what we both agreed to.
How the game does.
Yeah, it does. Because like it's still in its honeymoon phase. I'm gonna be real.
Agreed, 100%.
So
We're
I'm
still give it a month, see where everything shakes out, and typically.
Well, I get the honeymoon phase thing, I really do. But at the same time, if you're looking at it from a sales perspective, nobody's looking at, well, how well did the game sell after a honeymoon phase? They're looking at how well did the game sell. Don't matter about none of the rest of that stuff. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, the sell part I can understand like as a financial thing, but like I'm looking at it as the life state of the game. Like I'm looking at
I get where you're coming from.
I don't
man.
want 6 people on the servers at all times, and that's it. Like I'd like a minimum of at least 20.
So, contrary to popular belief, there are a decent amount of anime games that actually have very strong communities. Then you will find a lot more than just Blaze Blue is from 2015, and the fact that they can still find people to play that game is crazy.
Tekken came out in 2015.
Yeah, but Tekken's not an anime fighter.
Well, no, but I'm saying. Sorry, Jamie just said "damn" in the background. It just made me laugh. But you could see that, like, yeah, there's strong communities, but I do feel bad for anime fighters because I do feel like they get the short end of the stick.
Them developers are ass. Fuck you, Guilty Gear.
Dang, we just ain't gonna. We just ArcSys just take
we just gonna ignore the fact
Hey,
that
Access makes this game Grand Blue?
Yeah, but they had the whole thing with Strive where I think that it was an entire season where their ranked matches literally didn't work.
Oh damn!
And
Yeah, that did happen.
you couldn't make player lobbies.
But it was made. But that game was in the hands of ArcSys. And to be real, ArcSys didn't care about what nobody was saying.
Yeah, because they were just rolling in money.
Yeah,
Because people still, that's the thing, it's like, people adore that game. Like, it's kind of, I hate to say it, and don't cancel me for this statement, but it's kind of a cult around
Thank you.
Guilty Gear. Like, people who love Guilty Gear, and like, that is their lifeblood.
Y'all been
And
drinking that
that's,
punch.
I would say that people who play Guilty Gear, like, I'm not saying that they don't branch out, but like, that is their sole passion.
Y'all ain't good at anything else.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I'll say that.
Okay, well, cancel him, not me.
he don't care. I promise you, he don't care.
Jesus, bro.
But that's what I would say, is that, like, again, they just will still play the game, and they don't want to branch out, and they're like, it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll get better.
I think, like we talked about before, like we were talking about it in the sense of trying to bring in people to your game. And I said it before that the reason I didn't get into Guilty Gear is because the people in Guilty Gear backseat gaming too much. I'm not somebody that likes to be handed everything.
Who backseat you, bro?
Huh?
Who backseat you, bro?
I'm not saying nobody's name on
Nah,
it.
we need names
Tell me
now.
after
We
now.
calling people out now
No.
today. Right,
No.
Nate?
Nate's calling people out. I ain't saying nothing.
I know exactly what he's talking about, but it's his
I ain't
topic.
saying nothing
Damn,
to
we
nobody.
backseat gaming out here? Bro, that's annoying, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I have that same problem.
That is my biggest pet peeve of all
Bro,
time.
because the thing is, that same thing happened in Valorant with a friend, bro. And I was like, bro, you gotta let me fuck up to learn, bro. I'm not gonna cap with you. Like, and he's like, bro, if I could tell you the answer now, you could know.
Go
about it
to
now.
B. Why aren't you going to B?
Like, no, it's not about that. It's like, it'd be like things like, oh, if you do that situation, like, oh, throw your dart, do this, and then you can scan them in the door, and then you can just hit Y peek, and then you can kill them. Like, bro, you think I can do all that? Like, I'm just 1 week in the game, bro.
Yo, like let me fall, let me stumble, let me figure it out.
Because if you
If I have
get
questions,
handed
I'll ask.
everything, you're never actually gonna learn. Like, if you just get told, like, the thing is like, when it's one thing when you're just playing casuals, but when you're in a tournament setting, it doesn't matter how much someone backseated you. You just need to have those natural reactions. And if you don't have them because someone just sat there and told you what to do the whole time, you're gonna lose. And
It's not about winning or losing for me.
well,
And with me, it's just like, bro, like let me use my brain cells, bro. Like, I don't
learn.
care.
let me think.
Just
Like-
want to learn.
Well, like if I give a fuck about your game enough, bro, I'll be better than you in a month, bro.
What topic are
That's
we
my
on?
mindset, bro.
But no, we got a little off topic. But I agree with y'all opinions. But back to it. It's like the reason I purchased Grand Blue is because, like I said, it's the first time in a long time where I actually had good things to say about a development studio. Let's be honest. When's the last time y'all actually, other than like Bandai, because I feel like Bandai might be doing the best. When the last time you had like an actual genuine compliment for a studio?
Oh, never. I'm spoiled with Tekken because we have Harada and we have Mike Myers as well, and they're very good devs. And again, like they're not perfect. No one is,
Don't ask for shit.
but they always make the jokes.
But
of, like,
you can tell that they love.
But
the
they
game.
love what they do. Again, like you can see NetherRealm. You can see Nintendo. Like look at what Nintendo just did.
Nintendo was never intended
Nintendo
to be
literally killed their
competitive.
whole Smash scene because greed.
No, but the thing about Smash is that it's more of a grassroots because we never had Nintendo to support Smash
Yes,
in the
and
first place.
Nintendo never
So
supported
like Nintendo don't care about Smash competitively in the whole grand scheme.
I
of things.
understand that, but like again, for them, they're just like that. It's all about like how can they make more money off of it
I mean,
because they need the licensing
you know,
and that costs money.
It's more like, yo, F y'all.
Yeah, like
It's
when
more,
Nintendo in
F
Nintendo's
y'all.
case, it's not really money. It's we didn't rock with you in the first
Yeah.
place.
So now we're just completely
Yeah, like
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like again, this is one of the first. But back to saying like I can name more studios I hate than studios I like,
exactly.
and I think
So,
everybody on this couch can name more they
When-
hate than they
when
like.
Arxis looked at side games and they were like, "Hey, make this game good," and side games turned around and they actually did that. I'm gonna support you because props to you. I'll pay the $50 to get your game. I wish I could get a refund for Street Fighter 6, me personally, but it's too late for that. So, like, I'm definitely gonna support a dev company that gives me updates, that gives me characters, that gives me patches, that lets me know the state of the game. If it's a delay, it's not just a "Hey, we delaying it. See y'all later." It's no, we're delaying it because we had a beta and there were certain things we saw in the beta that we didn't like.
I think Capcom did a well job of like dealing with shit because like there was like times where like a Infinite came out, they instantly got that at the boo. Like they put in work too.
But they also figured out, the players also figured out that Infinite wasn't real because you could get out of it.
It's not. It's a real Infinite, but it's like there's
If you can
there's
get out of
counterplay-
it,
there's
nah.
there's counterplay to it.
That's
There's
not the case. It's
counterplay-
not an Infinite.
Yeah,
If you can get out of it,
counterplay to
that's not an Infinite.
Yeah, before the situation happens, if you're in the situation, you're done. Yeah, you're done with it. Infinite, you're just done.
If you can
But
get
I'm just saying that just one example where it's just like, yeah, they just end up fixing it, and they also fix out one major bug with the assist thing where you could auto tech. Come on, bro, that was
So
kind of
that's-
game breaking,
so
bro.
that's 2 bugs.
I mean, two major bugs. Let me say
That's-
that.
that's-
There's probably way more bugs.
2
I can
bugs.
think of.
But I think you could say that about any company.
But like the
they'll-
thing,
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying, like,
I think you-
Jules, you know how long the people take to do that shit.
I understand, but what I'm saying is that you can say there are pros and cons about every single company. But what I'm trying to say is that what he's trying to get at is saying they've done at a point to do more good than neutral.
They've taken it a step above and handled
I'm
these
not
problems before you had to deal with it.
Yes,
Yeah, but
I'm not disagreeing with
Capcom
you,
didn't
Rich.
even know the fucking problem existed.
But I'm not disagreeing with you, Rich. But I'm saying that you could say this for every single company.
No. I am disagreeing with him because if you sitting here and you got people playing this game, you have QA testers. You mean to tell me nobody found this?
Yeah, bro, that's something very.
That is always
specific.
wild to me.
You,
when
you
there's
told-
like
you
these
nobody
massive,
found this? Like,
That's
There's
very
these
specific.
massive
Nah.
problems.
nah.
And-
If the players, in
You
your
know
co-
what's crazy? When MK1 came out with the player 2 side, come on, bro.
Oh,
that's
that was
casual.
wild.
That's crazy.
I'm not.
That's
they,
crazy.
They are not free either.
Yeah,
they're
that
in the
is
same boat
insane.
with me.
That's something that shouldn't be happening.
I don't like again, it's just like back we talked about this last night. But it's back to this whole logic of this is what my statement was. AAA games and the standard have absolutely fallen from what it was, I'd say even 5 years ago. The standard has completely fallen for what is expected.
Meanwhile, you got side games. Who this game? Let's be real. All rights, they could have just let this game die because it came out in the pandemic. They didn't have a good rollback. They didn't have a good net code, and it just was not fun to play. went in that scenario, so that game died. And they could have just left it where it was at, to be honest. You could have just called it a failure and moved on. But somebody over there was like, hey, I think we can fix this. And then they actually went and put in the work to fix the game. So it's like, I'm going to buy it because y'all put in the work. Like, that's fair enough for me. But it's like, with AAA titles, like, they don't really care.
No,
Like,
a
lot of times I feel like even if they do find it, they'll still buy it. We'll just put a patch out later.
I just think like the
Like-
AAA standard is, I know we're digressing, but the AAA standard has fallen, and now the standard is we'll give them, like, we'll say a 90% complete game, and we'll give it to them, and they are expected to just know there's going to be issues on launch, which obviously it's kind of expected, but the amount of issues that people are seeing is baffling. Like, I would personally, and again, this is for me, I would rather have a delay and have a game that's a lot more whole and complete than get a game like Cyberpunk where there was so many problems, but there were so many delays that people just had to, like, you just had to deal with it.
Bro, how many times like 4 times they deleted that game?
Like,
I thought they did
now-
5. I don't
It
know.
was
That's-
like-
Like,
It is.
but that's what I'm saying, right? Is that, like, okay, now the game's fine. Cyberpunk, like, it was fixed. But again, I would and this is me personally, I would much rather have a game get delayed than have to deal with the amount of issues at launch.
No, not even that. Let me
Tell
know why
us.
we delaying it, bro. Like
just say-
we'll be back. What do
We
you
messed
mean?
up. Like, just admit that it's like, hey, we messed up. It's not going to be perfect. Or be transparent about that
exactly.
at
Be
launch. Because
transparent.
they're doing neither. But again, that's just me and how I feel, which is why, like, I've slowly, like, kind of, like, I don't like buying games at launch anymore because I know there's going to be problems. And it's just like, I don't want to play a game with problems. I want to play a game because I enjoy the game. And I'm paying $60 for a game that feels 50%.
All right, Nate, I'm gonna go ahead and let you wrap this one up. I know everybody else done gave out they feelings. You know?
I don't know. Everything's valid. You guys are right. The only thing I could add to it is that when it comes to fighting games specifically, or not fighting games specifically, because I guess this applies to Monster Hunter as well, but games where player skill it needs to increase in order to overcome the challenges of the game. So like in fighting games, you know, the player has to get better in order for you to be a better player, perform. Yeah, whatever. People want to get the game as early as possible so that way they don't feel like they're behind, right? They want to learn at the same time everyone else is learning. And we've talked about this in the past. Not everyone who starts a fighting game starts on the same level because, you know, past experiences carry over. But feeling like you're behind where week 1, everyone's finding out their character. Week 2, they're all learning the frame data for their character. And then week 3, they're starting to like optimize B&Bs. And then you come in week 4 and you're like, I just bought the game, guys. You start getting washed. It just feels bad. It feels bad being behind. You feel like all you're doing is playing catch up. So I get it. It's the fear of missing out. But hey, you got to make that decision. You want to support the developer or you want to wait?
FOMO
enough.
sells.
All right, now we got some fun topics to get into. I know it's gonna be fun for probably me. I don't think Rich might have a lot of fun with somebody.
Rich loves it, bro.
Rich loves it.
Rich
Yeah.
loves that shit.
So, Jules, you haven't been here for a while, but something that we started doing as of late was we started going on Twitter.
First mistake. The first mistake.
You mean X?
Yeah, X.
You mean
Flag,
X?
flag
Yes,
on the
sir.
play.
Honestly.
So when we started going on X, we found the section where it's like, what opinion will have people like this, and it's usually like one guy's those pictures, and we look at some of the opinions and we just give our opinions on them.
Okay, so I get to give my opinion. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So I enjoy it because I ain't gonna hold you. I like seeing Richie's reactions because they be making me laugh.
This
every
is,
time.
this is what I deserve for you laughing at you for Zora. Huh?
You know, big,
Yeah.
This is what it is.
big ass trigger warning
Yeah.
on the screen. It's about to happen. Big old trigger warning.
Bruh.
All right, so we going through the first one, and this is by the Defeationist.
What?
That's his
That's
name.
all right. Right off the bat, that's a dumbass name. The Defeationist. What does that mean? Like you good at losing?
I guess so. We gonna see.
Fucking
What
terrible.
is his opinion? Now I'm what's
His
the take?
opinion is the FGC is the only bunch of people that will never grow and repeats history consistently. Rather than bring it to MLG status, they would rather have pop-offs and foolishness dictate where the FGC is savage and get appalled when nobody makes as much as a league player.
What?
Yeah.
So
I'm
what he's
kinda lost.
I'll sum it up for you. So what he's saying is the FGC, we repeat our history constantly. So instead of us being at the major league game status, like League, like
COD.
Smite, Dota, all those guys.
Sure. The high-end esports ones.
What
that pay
holds
out
us
shit tons
back
of money.
is the savagery of the FGC, the fact that we approve of pop-offs rather than in his words, we approve of pop-offs and foolishness rather than trying to make the
Have you
FGC
seen
good.
some of the people that do the same
Hey,
thing
look,
in those
I'm
other games?
just a messenger. Don't shoot me.
So I wish he would.
Nah, bro, get off of Twitter, bro. I can't, bro.
I wish he would elaborate on savagery.
Yeah, that's-
I know.
Well, yeah,
I
you
want
have to
like,
elaborate
what is
more.
savagery? Because it could mean a lot of things, and I could see
Popping off? I
Like-
can show you a pop off from.
But like that's like every game. Like
Yeah.
everybody has
any
pop-offs.
competitive game, bro.
So I think when he says savagery, like for instance, Sanford Kelly, when he lost the match and he had the stick and he boom, he throws it on the ground and runs out,
I mean, he was passionate,
and it wasn't
bro.
even his stick.
He was
But like
he was
the
passionate.
thing
It was
is
in the
like
moment.
people
He
spike
almost
their
won.
controllers.
Hmm?
People just spike their control. Like okay, like
Yeah.
at COD games, they'll just spike it down, and you
Yeah, but it's the difference because the way that those guys are set up, even if they do spike a controller, there's not a camera that's facing directly towards them. It does go around them. You can see them, but it's not directly on them. The FGC, when you switch over to that player cam,
You see-
it's you and him.
I
For another instance, Poke Chop, who was the one?
Real
dude,
Law.
the one, yeah. When he was already talking mad trash before.
it
they
was
said
Real
it.
Law and Pork Chop. They have had beef for years.
Exactly.
There's people that have been talking trash
Then yet
in
again-
Valorant. They trap
Hold
trash
on, but
and
yet
everything,
again,
bro.
but that's and here's the only difference. We are on the camera is on them.
No,
It's-
like yes.
I get it. It's on the team too, but like I said, if it's one person and another person, it's more direct in that fashion because it's only two people. And
I
that's-
show you multiple clips of anything that it don't matter if the
I
camera's
am
on or
not
not.
disagreeing with you. I'm only saying in the eyes of a viewer, even if something happens in a team, they could be like, well, that one guy or whoever's on the team that's wilding at the point should be kicked off. The
But
team.
that's content.
exactly.
But I don't know. For me,
But the MLG is way more accepting of that content because okay, cool, we cut him off, we can replace him and still keep a team. But if you got like an F champ type player and he wilding out,
I don't. For me, this would be my take on this. I personally don't think the reason why fighting games aren't at the level of MLG it isn't because of this savagery, which again I still don't really fully understand what he means.
I understand what he means. The FGC is very savage.
Yes, but like again, like I would like to know what his examples are of it, so I could like. Be like
I might say I don't have examples from him.
yeah, I know.
but
That's what I'm saying. Like I would. Just,
I get a gist of what he's saying
I
because
I get it, but I want to see what his exact moments are. I think that the FGC will never. Well, I'm not saying it won't be at that level.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds kind of nitpicky.
What?
I'm not gonna lie. To be like, I understand the FGC savage, but I want to see his points. That's very nitpicky because it means you know that FGC is savage, but you want to know what his
But like,
versions are. Like,
to bring up examples of like, is he bringing up specific people or is he general? Like, what is his like?
See, I would take it as a generalized statement.
Exactly. So it's just like I'm like, okay, so bring up points. That's all I'm saying. That I would just be like to be like, okay, I'm not gonna agree. Like there are moments when I'm like, okay, that's kind of wild, but for me, the only this is my point to stop
Fair enough. Got you. Go ahead.
is that it won't be at that level just because of popularity. Like League is hundreds of times more popular than the FGC. Like it's just about popularity. COD was more accessible. I can't speak. Accessible for kids. It was a rated M game, but like again, we talked about this last night. Everybody just clicks yes. You're 13 and you just said yes, I'm 18 and you just want to play the game. Like it's just one of those things where it's like it's known that kids will play these games. League was accessible because it was a smaller download on your personal computer and you just didn't tell your parents about it.
It's free.
Exactly. It's one of those things where fighting games had to be paid for. They were a lot more work. It's not typically geared towards children. I'm not saying children don't play it, but if we're looking at like a game like Fortnite and we're looking at a game like
I mean, I get one of his
Street
reasons
Fighter.
why it
Cranks of
wasn't.
90s.
I get what he's saying about what you're saying about his reason when he said it's not an MLG. That I agree with you on that. I don't think that was his entire point. I think his real point was like the FGC consistently repeats its own history.
It basically, I'm assuming that like when he means by repeat history, it's like a history of like, damn, this looked really bad for the FGC.
Yeah,
crazy.
Those moments.
Damn.
That's what he's talking about.
Whoa, that person did what? Damn.
Remember what happened? Remember what happened at Evo when everybody started getting caught? When the movement came, I'm not gonna say the name, but when the movement came through and everybody started getting caught,
But the thing is,
we
like,
all was like, bro, this is a bad look for the FGC.
Yo.
But you could say that about like there was also instances with like a lot in the COD scene. I don't know specifics, but I know there was a lot of stuff that happened in the COD scene. There was a lot of stuff that happened in the Valorant scene. Like again, I just think that the FGC has been around for longer than those scenes, so it makes it seem worse.
I can't say that. What I think it is, like I said, things happen in those scenes, true. But like when the thing happened at Evo and all
That
those
was
people
bad.
got caught,
No one can say that wasn't bad.
We made national news on that.
Crazy.
I will never say that what happened at
Like,
Evo was good.
like we legit made national news. I get it. Stuff happens in COD. Stuff happens in the league scene. Stuff happens in the Smite scene.
I'm not gonna say like
There has never been a CNN announcer like, "Hey, you won't believe what
this happened at Evo."
Yeah.
That was wild.
Like when I saw that on my TV, I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
I just don't think that. I honestly, it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, if we did get to MLG level, what would it even look like?
I don't think the FGC would be the FGC if it made it to that level. I'm gonna be honest.
Like, I just don't think it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, let's just hypothetically look at like what would it be at a pro level. It's different because it's not teams. It's just a singular person.
It'd be very boring.
Exactly.
it'd be
Like
very
it's
boring.
just I don't think there's a need for it. Like yes, we'd have better funding, more visibility, all that good stuff. But it's like, is there even a need for
like I
it?
said, yet again, he brought up MLG, and I think that's where a lot of people who saw this comment kind of like drifted from his point. Because second he said Major League Gaming, everybody was like, well, we don't really need it. That's not what he's getting at. You know?
He's just getting at that we constantly
like, how many times have you been like, bro, what are we doing as a scene?
But you can also say like you can't compare the majority of the scene. Like you can't put the majority.
Yeah, you
with,
can't put everybody in a box. I agree
and that's
with
what
that.
that's what I think he's doing as well, which is making people mad. Like yes, horrible things happen. Not going to disagree, but you can't also say that the 10 people that did that are the thousands of people.
We
that,
also can't discount the fact that Rich just said it. How many times have we, as all members of the FGC, have been like, bro, this looks bad on us? You know? Like, you can't discount that. I get it. I'm right there with you. I got the utmost respect for the FGC, but at the same time,
I can sit there and you can have self-reflection and be like,
yeah,
that's I can't swear, but that's not okay.
The hype and the
GG.
pop-offs are
GG.
Yeah.
that's what makes the FGC, bro. Like if we don't have pop-offs, we don't have people talking shit, getting in each other's face and making it personal, even though at the end of the day it's just a video game. Then what are we? We're bots playing a MOBA.
He's at ball.
Yo, the shade, it got dark in here. It's like, yo,
Come on, bro.
we just bots.
Like
playing.
you really want. All right, so you know how like CEO does like the entrances and stuff, right? When they
That's
come
fun.
out, they
I
got
love
the theme
those.
music. They the Arsenal Nationals handing out PS4s, PS5s, all
He
that.
was handing
Whatever.
out sticks.
Yeah, whatever. He's handing out product, all that shit. You really wanted to devolve to the team game where they do the one stupid panel where they show the player, the pro, and he's doing this.
The classic sponsored pose.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit is garbage,
Oh
man.
my
You
God.
fucking bot ass.
Yo, no, when Smug got walked to the stage. Yo, and he put that up on his Twitch.
Come
bro,
on,
it was
bro.
so lit. Yeah.
Come
Nah, I
on, bro.
get you,
You
I
can't
get you.
get moments like
You need
that.
personalities.
Exactly.
In
Everyone.
like in team games, like yeah, you don't
Like,
need it.
We talked about it last night. Because we was talking about F Champ and Kane Blue River, and we like talked about how that one
Yeah,
started, like
dude.
how F Champ beat him, and he just got in this man's face. This is my game.
Yeah.
This is my game. It's like God.
As much as we talk
Yeah.
shit about like
Jesus.
the audience, right? People know when you're faking things, right? You can't fake being passionate about something.
No.
They know. They know. They can tell when like, all right, I've seen previous content of X, Y, and Z person, and they wouldn't normally say things like this, so you can tell like they're under some kind of censorship contract or whatever that they
Yep.
signed. Nah, we don't want that, bro.
That's why when they were like,
That's
"Oh,
lame.
we can make it like the WWE," that's boring.
It's too PG, bro.
It's too PG.
Now you gotta talk smack, bro. SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah.
I need you to hurt his feelings so he goes to the lab and gets better. Nah, bro, it's lame.
I like I said, I understand my man's point, but do I agree with it? Nah.
Like, I get it, but at the end of the day, the good and the bad
Are what make
That
that's what
yin and
makes
yang.
it, bro.
That
Like,
has to
you
be
can't have
yin.
one without the
Yeah.
other. There's always gonna be one or the
We
other.
need some light in them dark.
Yeah.
We need the dark and the light.
Like, yeah, you know, we got big personalities. We got very skilled, talented players who have carried their own. They've made their mark, right? And it just so happens we got some fucked up pedophiles in the scene every like 10 or so
Jesus.
years. It just be like that. I'm sure y'all got it too.
He said it just be.
It just be like that, bro.
Yeah.
The world sucks.
Jesus, bro.
Yeah, bro, I
Jesus.
can't.
They just found a little hole in the wall to like cower in.
Like, we not gonna say no names, but y'all met a pro player and y'all was like, yo, he's weird.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say no names because we ain't defaming nobody on here and we ain't getting no lawsuits.
I have had
Yeah.
I have had experiences with several pro players, and like I will not be naming names, but there has been experience that I have had that have been very strange because pro players, and there's a weird sense of entitlement.
Mhm.
It's the same way I say that doctors kind of have an ego because like they have the title. It's the title and it's entitlement. And it's these weird interactions I've had that I one time had I'm not going to name names because again, don't want to get a defamation case on my front door. But there was a person who followed me. I didn't act special. I was just like, oh my God, thank you. Like the same way that I greet everybody who follows. Hope you're having a great day. Whatever. Not even 2 minutes later, they unfollowed me because I was not like, thank you so much for following me. You're my icon. You're like this. And I told somebody about this interaction I had, and they go, yeah, they've done that to a bunch of people.
That's crazy.
Because
you
these
didn't dick ride, so they left. That's nuts.
Like it's these wild things, and you can see them on Twitter sometimes, like where people have these weird interactions. It's like this weird entitlement. And again, this is different for me because I was a female streamer, and I understand that there's kind of a different expectation. But it was just wild because this is not the first time this has happened. I've had this happen with 3 separate people. Just that whole interaction where I am not on my knees like, oh, thank you so much for following me, blah, blah, blah. One person was on my team at one point and was on the same team I was on and literally unfollowed me. And I was like, within like 2 minutes because I wasn't like begging at their knees. Like, I'm so grateful.
That's so cringe.
Like, if this is how you are, that's a reflection on you. And it's like, yes, you could be good at the game, but God, you have a horrible personality. And that's not going to get you far.
Might get you some clicks though.
It might, yeah. But yeah, that I've just like, my personal interactions with a lot of people who are at high levels have either been, they're the nicest people and they're super, like, they do anything, and they're still humble.
I still to this day think my most exciting moments when I finally got to meet Yikes.
And then there's just some people
I will hold
who
that.
are
I will
horrible.
hold that forever, bro. Yeah. But yeah, no. We got a couple more times we gotta get through. Let's go ahead and move on. So we understand your point, fam, but I don't think nobody here agrees.
People suck. Get over it.
All right. This one says, he's got a couple, so we can probably just shoot through these real quick. The FGC is the textbook example of elitism.
Let's refer back to the previous comment. Wasn't that guy from the MOBA scene?
Yeah.
This is a different dude.
I know, but let's give him an example. Like, we should just put him in contact with each other. Like, he's fucking elitist over here from the Counter-Strike and the Valorant scene over here talking shit about the FGC. You want to talk about elitism?
I would not, like, again, we could go back to the point that I just had where I was like,
Hold on, let me for the audience. Elitism. I'm giving y'all the actual definition.
Webster.
Yep, the advocacy or existence of an elite as a dominating element within the system or society.
They think they're better than you.
So alpha. I gotta be alpha out here.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Sure.
I'm
They
alpha.
think
I'm big
they're
dog
better
out
than
here.
you.
Yeah,
They
that's-
think they're
like, I'm him.
You are subhuman to them.
I think that there are certain people within the FGC that
Oh, yeah.
have that mindset.
Yes.
I don't think it's the FGC as a whole.
No. It's again, it goes back to the point of saying, you can say that there are some people who have this, but you can't put everybody in the same
Like,
box.
if you came to me and was like, I feel like Leffen's an elitist. I would agree with you.
You could say
Because
that with a lot of people.
But I'm saying, but he comes in and he gives off the air of top dog. So I'm like, I can't necessarily disagree with you. But if he was like, I feel like Lil Majin's an elitist.
I
really?
would look at you and be like, what are you on?
He's super
He's
laid
the
back.
most humble dude you could meet.
He seems so laid back.
Yeah.
And again, we can't speak about these people personally.
Yeah.
There's only a few that I could speak about personally.
We're only going off of like what we're given from context.
Well,
like,
again,
just-
with the people that I've had interactions with who are a little bit more notable, and this, I would be like, yeah, they have this weird elitist vibe, and I'd be like, I don't know what's actually wrong with them. There's something right up there that's just not clicking.
Yeah.
But I would say that
But-
for every single, like, for one elitist within a game, there's 10 people who are humble.
Yeah. When we were at CEO, we met we met Shine. We saw Punk, Yipes. Who else is up there?
We met Jabali. We met we met him.
Kizzy K was up there. Like, all these dudes is cool. Smug. All these dudes is cool. They just here to play games and have fun, bro. Like,
It'll go for any facet of life, right? Like the loud minority will always garner more attention than the majority. So just because they're the ones that you hear front and center, you know, the Leffens of the world, the Punks, the Filipino champs, whatever, the ones who are out there, big personality, however you want to say it, they're the ones who are going to draw the attention when there's 100 people sitting behind them who are just as humble as the next guy.
Yeah, so I think we all agree
Yeah.
that it's just like we're not going to say that there aren't elitists in this.
yeah.
We're just
But
going to
it's not
say
the
like
majority.
it's not the majority.
Yeah, it's not.
You're crazy
Definitely
for
not
that.
the majority.
There's a
Most
couple
people-
ugly ducklings.
Like most people at local scenes, and I'm not saying like big, are very humble. Like the smaller scenes, everybody is just there to get better.
All right, Rich, you got anything? Because you from the Smash community, so that's your home ground. So I want to see what if you have.
Oh
a
no,
different opinion.
everyone, because I think a lot of like Smash players are just really young, so like they kind of have that like main character protagonist in them. Or, like if you ever watch Blue Lock, they got the yo, I gotta get my ego out. Yo, I gotta show my ego, bro.
I gotta
Like,
show
bro,
my ego.
Nah, bro.
And then that's the flip side, right? Like the ones who think they're really good and they try to give the whole elitist attitude, but in reality they just ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're sorry,
Bro, I
bro.
told you that anime protagonist mentality. I love
So
when those dudes
fun.
lose. I ain't gonna hold you.
I love watching them get humbled.
Yeah,
Bro,
facts.
Those are good matches.
bro, the famous line, bro. If I think I'm wait, fuck, what was the line? What did he say? I forgot. He was like, if I can win. I don't know. Some BS. I don't remember what he said, bro, but that was funny.
The next one he put is I don't understand why fighting game players are afraid of showers. We've already covered that.
Hygiene.
We've already covered that. We're not gonna go back into it.
Been
Oh
there,
my
done that.
God.
I can't even say I disagree with homie.
No, I.
Wash
I
your
get it.
ass.
Please.
Bathe.
It is not safe. Like
Don't just sit in the water.
Don't just no.
soap.
Bro, some people swear.
Soap.
All right, man. The next one is fighting game players complain more than they should.
Lately, yeah, I agree with that.
But I'd also think that some of the complaints are valid.
But
like,
hold on, I'm about to say because we saying they're complaining more lately, but at the same time, we also just said there's not a lot of devs out there that are making anybody happy.
That's,
So-
that's why I just said it's justified.
Yeah,
I
like-
think
That's
the
what I was gonna
the complaints about like game updates and game balancing, a good portion of them, I would say more than the majority, the 51% are valid, right? Now,
that
the
other 49. That other
yeah,
49.
the other 49, those are the ones complaining about like, oh, this character's broken. Why are they plus frames? This is a
They shouldn't
10-4
be
matchup. I don't
plus
understand it. Like,
9.
how is it a 10-4 matchup, bro?
Oh, you mean the losing the character select?
Yeah,
You
the,
mean those
the ones who are like, oh, this character needs to be nerfed. Those are the complainers.
The
I can't.
scrub mentality.
Yeah, I can't deal with those, bro.
Bro.
If it's
Bro,
a literally
Bro,
like the
this
Mortal
top
Kombat.
this top player said this is the best character in the game.
Yeah,
so it's so
I can't
true.
handle that, bro. It's
It's
so
so
dumb.
true.
If you're complaining, like you're literally informing the developers if it's like a real problem, like the whole player 2 side Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat thing, that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
I understand why you complain about that. It
It's
shouldn't
valid.
be there. Now you're just like, Jury's got too many combos. Oh, I
Her
hate people like
hitbox is
that.
too small. Like,
Yo,
That's
did
that's
you-
the
oh my
49.
Did you
God.
see Twitter after Arson Ash won the showcase with just Azucena.
Bro, that was so funny.
Oh my
Bro,
god,
you saw the tweet.
boy.
So what he did after the match against, was it Knee? Was it Knee after the
think
match?
it was
Knee?
Knee.
No, I didn't watch it.
Bro, he said he put laughing emojis after the end of that match. It was toxic, bro. I was like, yeah.
Now, would we classify that as elitist mentality?
Yeah.
You just washed a bunch of other pros.
With a new
I don't even know
character.
you. Yeah, that's not even elitist. He earned
Yeah,
that,
bro. He's laughing. He was like, "Damn, this
He was
character's
laughing
kind
on
of good,
camera
bro."
and he was
Dude,
laughing on Twitter, bro.
Azucena
I
was
was like,
an
damn.
absolute menace throughout the Tekken 8.
But that's because, but like I said, we all know that's because they haven't had their time to like.
No one
get-
had time to lab
personally
it, bro.
think that somehow there might have been a little bit of a cracked version going around at some point, but who am I to make accusations?
All I know is right after that showcase, Harada was like, "Hey, that
Nerf.
character, nerf." You know?
Made that clear right then and there.
Nerf, yeah.
Damn, Arslan,
Yo,
good shit.
I gotta feel like him and Mike was sitting behind the stands like, "Hey, yo,
how do we do this?
you let this out?"
Coffee bitch going crazy. What you doing?
Like, what is this?
Her drive impact isn't supposed to do that.
How many frames is that? We made
Where's that health bar?
I wonder who designed this character. Get me the whole team in my office today.
Nah.
You
This
know?
is why we have betas.
But yeah, no. Like it's. Do they go? I'm with Nate. I think most of the complaints now. If anything, I've been hearing more and more people that are on the same side as like me and Nate. I see more people going to like the old head mentality where it's like, yo, these games are too easy.
Mhm.
I'm not even talking about like easy play style or however, because like I think Grand Blue has a very easy input system. But
Yeah, the
I think,
execution's pretty simple.
yeah, but I think it gets really deep as far as when you start using like mechanics
Yep.
and
There are a lot of options. When you have
Yep.
a lot of options, people will find a way out.
yeah.
I have one thing I do like about Grand Blue. I feel like I can get out of a situation though.
Mhm. There's always
Like
a way.
I ain't gonna lie.
There's
like,
several options to get out. Like you don't have to just sit and hold it.
yeah.
Like there, you can poke at it, which is
Street
nice.
Fighter.
You're not. It's not basic. Huh.
I mean, I don't care about something simple, but like if it's simple but like depth, like
There's
like the
thought.
simple depth and it's just simple and just like, oh, that's it. Like it's like,
Yeah.
hey, like, bro, there's no depth to this. Like, yeah, this is a simple game, but
there's-
it has more complexity.
There's the hell is it? There's the sweetened, like the vanilla almond milk, and then there's the unsweetened.
Unsweetened.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just throw some sugar in there. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I don't want
Like-
completely like no taste
Do
to
you
nothing.
know how hype some of these top 8s have been when you see somebody who in the corner is like, oh, he gonna die even if you block his chip damage, and then you see spot dodge. It's like, oh no. Like that's lit.
Like I was like really like at first when I was playing when people started doing the guard breaks, I'm like, bro, that shit is dumb. It's like, bro, I can't hold the bar. And then I'm like, okay, I could use my own thing against it, but I use
Yep.
2 bars. I'm like, oh, that's not really that good if I'm already messed up. So I'm like, all right, what's another kind of play? Oh, I can spot dodge it.
Yeah.
Oh, or I can mash before that happens. I'm
or
like,
you can,
oh,
or you can
okay.
roll through some normals if it's
Yeah.
close
I
enough.
was like, okay, never mind.
So
Okay.
it's- but yeah, like
ways.
it's bad. Like I feel like that's like now you gotta you need to. I feel like FGC or developers, you gotta start remembering the people who like started playing fighting games, because it's kind of like you just going more so for the money.
It's just an
Then
easy cash
skill.
grab as opposed
Yeah.
to making a quality product.
Yes. But
But I
yeah.
think you could say that without any triple game. It's more cash grabs now than actual like games. Like we were talking about earlier. Like people just want money more than actually to give out product because they know people is going to buy it no matter what.
You can definitely tell when games are like a passion project or they're a work of art. Like I'll say Baldur's Gate 3 is a work of art.
That is
Right.
everybody's gold standard right now of how a game.
Oh, did you see the
The Game
little side note? Not the Game Awards, but when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, there was a bunch of devs from a
I
bunch
think
of
it was
other
a UBS.
companies.
who got
UBS?
so mad.
They were
It was a Ubisoft dev
Yeah,
from
a
Assassin's
Ubisoft
Creed.
They even
like-
had one
I
for
remember hearing
Rockstar.
about
Damn,
Was
really?
it-
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
Wasn't they?
crazy.
Wasn't they were like, oh, like
This
this shouldn't
isn't
be
the
the
gold
standard. Like this, don't expect this from new games. And everybody just sat there and were like, are we for real right now? Like as if we were really
That's why
looking.
everybody was super excited about GTA 6. I'm like, yo, no offense.
But if that dev is
Yeah.
saying that, that's one of those games where GTA 6 is gonna come out and be like, I'm going to wait a month or two because I know for a fact that it's not going to be right. Because if the dev is saying that about Baldur's Gate 3, which you can say there's similarities within the play, where it's like there's missions, there's exploring the world. They're just one's fantasy and one's GTA.
Yeah, one you're waving a wand, the other one you're shooting a guy in the face.
Exactly. Like
Similarities.
yeah, there's similarities, but now it's just like Baldur's Gate 3 should be the standard, but like players want to say yes, that's a standard, but the devs are like, absolutely not. Why would you expect that?
Which is where you get to the point of voting with your wallet. If they're not going to give you quality content, don't give them your money. You know?
It goes back to the point of waiting.
Instead, people go and do the review bombing shit.
You still gave them money, they don't care.
Don't work, bro. You just give them money to the website.
We got one more, and this person said, I find poverty, and there's one more on the same post, by the way. This has all been from one post. I find poverty fighters more interesting than mainstream fighters. So, just a clarification, what he means by poverty fighters.
What the fuck?
Is
I was like, what do you mean by that?
Exactly, like the Under Knights. I can't say the Grand Blues because not even
the ones not coming from like AAA studios.
Yeah, like the ones made from like French Bed Studios, the ones coming from any other upcoming indie studios that are out there.
Okay.
I know,
like Skullgirls?
Yeah, like Skullgirls.
What was the tweet again? He said, what about poverty fighters?
I find poverty fighters more interesting than mainstream fighters.
Lately, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I would agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, has that been the standard for the past like 20 years?
No.
No.
No
Is
way.
Is it how people feel now?
Yes.
Yeah. Like last 2-3 years, I'd agree with you. Now, when like Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7 dropped, I wouldn't agree with you.
Yeah. But again, that was also, how long was 2015? 7 years?
7-8 years.
Yeah.
Would Blaze Blue be considered a poverty fighter?
No, because weren't they with Ark? So
it was gonna be a Guilty Gear game, and then they ended up changing it. It never like blew up in popularity, but it's just been around so long, and it's had such a cult following. So I don't know. I wouldn't consider it to be a poverty fire, but I also wouldn't consider it to be a AAA title.
Yeah, it's
like
it's
middle class, bro. It's middle class.
We don't got no we don't got no Lamborghinis.
They gotta pay for school lunch, guys.
Yeah, we don't got no Lamborghinis in the lot, but this Volkswagen still get us from A to B.
Yeah. That's a weird one.
No, man, I get that's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've always been an indie player. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they all know it. Anybody who watches this podcast long enough, you know, me and Tengu, we play the weird stuff,
bro. Y'all play
Lethal
some
League.
Weird shit, bro.
We play some weird stuff, and I've always been down for like small companies making things because they just do things that the AAA companies don't do.
Listen.
They're not worried about getting backlash or getting like negative attention
Wow.
because they're a smaller developer. So they're like, this is never gonna reach a large audience, and then they just do weird shit that you just wouldn't hear about anywhere else. That's how it is, like, for real.
Yeah.
What was it? The last game that I can think of that was like super small? Vampire Survivors.
Yep.
That game was it looked like a
Wild.
mobile backwater ass mobile game they put on PC. And my friend was like, yo, you should play this game. It's got this, and this. It's got, all right, cool, whatever. How much is it? Oh, it's $3. $3? All right, fine, I'll buy that.
Money.
One of my favorite ones that came out recently, remember, was Crosscode. Crosscode's very interesting. It's like I said, I tell everybody when they ask, what is it? I'm like, Mega Man mixed with Zelda. And
That's
they're like,
weird, bro.
What?
That's weird.
They're like, everybody said, what? How do you even
Weird.
look? I don't know how they did it, but it works, and the game is super fun. You know?
Is Lethal League considered one? Or no?
I think so.
Lethal League, that's a weird niche game.
Yeah. I like Lethal League. It's a little bit more known in the niche category.
Yeah.
But I would say like Lethal League was you had like weapons where you smacked a baseball at each other, and then you had lives with 4 people.
And all the characters did it in a different way.
Yeah.
It's basically like extremely hype advanced Pong.
Yeah.
So in that spirit, though, I've always been an indie player. So when it came to like indie fighting games, I was all aboard because I'm like, cool. Especially when in recent memory, when the games started to come out, I didn't really care for. You know, I was like, I'll go ahead and play some indie, like Melty Blood. Melty Blood looks so sick and so fun.
Still want to play Type Lumina just so I can play what's his name, Mario with the nuns.
Yeah,
because the character's
CL,
that's
the
dirty,
one
bro.
chick with
The
like
character's dirty,
she
bro.
got like a super huge gun and the gun turns into blades. It's so cool.
I'm trying to play that game and find religion, bro. Trying to get these nuns doing some
Trying to
mix-ups.
get these nuns. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like I ain't gonna hold you. As of late, the indie fighters, like when Under Night came out, we started playing Under Night and we found out about how the grid system worked, how the Warple system with chain
Mechanics.
shifting and all the mechanics of the game made it fun. It's like, yo, this is dope. Elton with the active reload,
Gun.
she shoot the whole clip in, she reload and clip, kick you away, and then shoot you again, bro. It's so
Get
dope.
the little wire trip you.
Yep, yeah.
Cool.
I think all of us here have Under Night.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all do. Yeah, that was like one of the ones that all of us were like, "Yep,
So
we
like,
all like this game."
yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
You
I'm-
guys
I'm-
got me to play it.
on that one. That's an agree. I can.
Yeah,
agree
all
with
of us
that.
are like, we all agree with that.
Yeah, like currently.
Currently.
Yeah, you
At
gotta
this
say that.
right
current
now.
moment,
'Cause when-
December. What's today's date?
19th.
December
19th.
19th. We all
'Cause
agree.
When Street Fighter 4 came out, I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't looking at no indie fights. You know? I was just like, nah, we good. We got Capcom over here. And then MVC 3 came out around that time. So I'm good. You know? It's back when Capcom cared. No, man, but that's the experience. And then there was another one I got in here, and it was specifically got it because you're here.
Me?
I'm not even gonna lie.
Hell yeah.
Oh. I love how everybody goes, oh.
Yeah, I didn't tell nobody because I wanted to keep it
Now I'm scared.
spicy. Okay,
Oh.
this is from the Iron Fupa.
What the fuck? What's a fupa?
It's like, you know what? I shouldn't probably explain
Like
it.
like a fucked up loofah sponge?
Just Google it.
Yeah, you gonna have to Google this one. I can't tell
I'm like,
you.
I was about to explain it, and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
I hope not,
We might
bro.
get demonetized.
We about to
for
find
it.
out together, hey.
Like I want to tell you, but
I
I'm
know.
like I don't want to break to you.
I know it. I was like, I literally tried. I was like, yeah, yeah.
It's like a fetish?
No, it's,
Oh, about to say.
It might be.
it could. I don't.
I think
I
it
don't know
actually might
anyone
be.
personally.
Yeah.
Anyway,
an
let's just get
acronym.
back to the state. Quick, we're getting a little bit too distracted here.
Y'all
on
are
Fupa.
fucked up.
This is funny. I'm not gonna lie. No, let it roll. Let's
This
do
is
it.
why you don't go on the internet.
This. All right.
I see red flags in the tweet
So
already.
anyway.
So
This is from the Iron Fupa, and he says,
That's
or
such a good name now.
yeah. Shouts out on the name, man. I'm not gonna say he. I'm saying
That's
they.
like the crimson chin or the bronze kneecap.
the Iron Fupa.
Jesus.
That is godlike, bro.
All right. So
What's
this
this
person
fucking
says, people who are against women's only tournaments are red flags, in my opinion. The sexism is rampant, but you're against making a safer space away from it when you know the bad actors aren't being removed from a larger scene.
I'm being dyslexic. Can I read that on your phone?
How you gonna be dyslexic and I read it to you?
Well, 'cause-
I read it to you. You didn't even have to read it.
so
I ain't gonna lie, all I heard was sexism. Read it out loud.
okay. Well, again, you're asking a dyslexic. So
Do
whoops.
it
Do
anyways.
you want me to read it again?
People who are against women-only tournaments are red flags, in my opinion.
Okay.
The sexism is rampant, but you're against making a safer space away from it when you know the bad actors aren't being removed from the larger scene? Question mark. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Okay, so
I don't read emojis.
They want women only
Yes,
tournaments.
that's what I was trying. That's why I
getting
needed
from
to
it.
reread it because I was like, are they
Gotcha.
with it or against
so,
it?
Before you elaborate, do you agree? Should there be women only tournaments? And if so, why or why not?
I wish you would have given me kind of time. to
Nope.
prepare this.
No.
You on the spot.
Remember how I said
Tick
we?
tock,
It's
tick
equal.
I can't speak on this.
Can I speak to both parts?
Sure.
Okay. So, do I agree that yes, there should be women-only tournaments? Yes. Do I think that they are beneficial? Yes. Do I think that they give women a platform? Yes. But I also see the other side of saying you can't have women-only tournaments. That's not fair because again, there's no physical advantage. Like you're not playing a sport. Like you're playing a game with your fingers and you press buttons that's not really a technical advantage.
It's dexterity, not strength.
Exactly. So again, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, do I agree that yes, we should create safer spaces for women within the internet? 100%.
Yeah.
Do I think that creating women-only tournaments are beneficial? Yes and no. Like, I can see why, but I also can see, like, there's not really a difference. Like, in the bigger tournaments, like, yeah, you can pay for $100, but like, if you're on a CEO, it's not gonna be a women's-only tournament. You're gonna be playing with men, and so I see both sides. Like,
So if that's the case, should there be men-only tournaments?
I mean, if that's what they want, I'm not gonna tell someone no.
Well, no, I'm asking you. I'm saying, should there be men-only tournaments?
I mean, if that's what they want, go crazy. Like, I can't stop someone. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like, I don't really have an opinion. Like, I think, yes, we should benefit women and we should support women, but I think there's better ways than having women-only tournaments.
So this is gonna go outside of the realm of the FGC, but in like physical sports, you know, like contact sports, I understand the whole separation between men and women. But in the, like, for example, the world of chess. In the world of chess, there are men-only tournaments and there are women-only tournaments, and then there are opens, which it could be intergender, whatever.
So why don't we have that? Like, if we just compare it to chess, like, again, we could say chess is the same as fighting games.
But, and me personally, I don't understand why we separate
Men and women.
men and women, although there's no way.
Chess goes a
there's
little
no way
bit-
of saying this without sounding sexist.
Yeah, so you might as well go ahead and say it. 'Cause
There's-
I
yeah,
know,
there's literally-
I know what stat you're about to bring up.
Yeah,
and
there's,
I know what
there's
you're about
literally
to
there's
say.
literally no way of saying this, but the highest ranked grandmaster that is a woman is very. There's a large gap between her and like the lowest ranked grandmaster that's a man, and I don't think that's because she's not capable of increasing her skill level and performing well in tournaments. I think it's because they segregate the men and women. Like, if the women,
experience.
exactly, and
Because
I don't think it's a thing like
you know the
that.
craziest thing. There was a basketball player that was saying the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
yo, if woman was
Your
playing
mic.
with,
You good? Go ahead.
oh, is it still working?
Yeah,
Okay.
it
It's still working,
should be
it's still
good.
working.
Oh, I did not.
I checked over there first.
Okay,
You good?
okay, all right.
You good.
Damn.
Basketball player?
There was a basketball player. He was saying, someone asked him a question like, "Yo, you think you think like women that can play in the NBA?" He was like, "No, because they never had a lot of more experience. Like, if you get a girl that only plays with the boys, bro, she gonna be a demon."
I remember seeing
Yeah,
that. He's
yeah,
like,
he-
it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
her not being capable.
It's because
if she had
segregation
started
starts
playing
early.
with men, early on,
Yeah.
then she would have
She
gained the skill and like the physicality she needed to compete with anybody.
Nah,
it doesn't
when-
matter
when it
how
comes-
big
when it comes
or
to
whatever.
When it comes to physical sports or like combat sports, I understand the separation there.
yeah,
I mean, yeah,
But
for sure.
what the basketball guy was saying, he's like,
Yeah.
if they had trained with
Like,
the
I'm
guys
talking
from
about,
the
Well,
beginning.
I get what you said, but I'm like, yet again, I get what y'all are saying. I agree with you, but like I understand the separation to an extent. What I'm getting.
Oh yeah, I
Sure,
understand.
sure,
Like,
whatever.
I don't-
We're
I
not
don't-
talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
not trying to go box Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not-
Yes.
I'm
I'm
not boxing,
not.
I'm talking
That
about,
is
like,
not
basketball.
something that.
Tengu here, round start, underpaid editor. Just wanted to let you guys know Nate moves the wire in a second and it messes up the audio pretty bad. If you don't believe me, here's the clip.
Like it's
not-
the left
that's not what I'm
corner.
saying.
You got Jules. And you just put.
I would be like, I don't know how I got.
See? So I'm going to cut a little bit. You're not going to miss anything. It's just some women jokes. Sorry, Jules. But back to the video.
But do I also think that we would be creating this now? This is the standard of there's going to be women-only tournaments offline. Like,
I
again,
feel like that. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there would be that's what it's leading. That would be what it would be leading to. I don't think it would immediately do that, but I think that's what it would lead to eventually.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if there was, I would probably enter it because, like, again, that only benefits me at the end of the day.
y'all better put in some work, or Cuddlecore's winning Tekken Female Evo.
But I don't. But again, I don't want it to get to that level. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like you could, like, we can all take Cuddlecore for example. She can whoop some ass.
Yes.
She
I
can
feel
beat-
like that'll
She'll
be
beat everybody on this couch.
The
I know.
best
I have a-
example
I have a
of
question.
genders don't matter, bro.
exactly like would you feel disrespected that like you just like, oh, people disrespect me because I'm a female? Like very example, like you accomplish something, it's like, oh,
It feels-
she's a female and she did that. Whoa, that's crazy. Like
It's very like when I would do well at things, and when I was doing well at the local, Like for me, I would have people be like, oh, it was just because there was only like 10 people there. And I was like, these 10 people have consistently whooped my ass. Like, it's not like it just happened because like I got lucky. Like it always just kind of felt like less than, because I still like didn't, like it's demoralized because it's like people like, oh, they probably weren't good. Like you aren't that level. And it's just like, again, it's not people at our local. Like
I'm about to say, because you wasn't talking to me, because I always came at you harsh.
No,
I ain't
no,
gonna. I never gave you.
It's more people online who have these opinions.
Like she would come up to me and be like, I lost, and I'd be like, to who? And then she'd tell me a name, like if she was like, oh, I lost McLover. I'd be like, why'd you lose to him? How? Like,
And again, my local is very like, I'm blessed for my local. I will say this, like they have been nothing but supportive of me. And I've never felt weird or like singled out. Like I was always treated equally, which was the only thing I wanted. Like that's all I ever wanted, was to be treated as an equal, because I know that in the FGC it's majority male, and I've heard horror stories from girls at going to locals, and all I wanted to do was get there, whoop ass, take home money, go get empanadas. That was the 4 things that I wanted to do when I went to the local.
instead you lost to the drunk.
Equal rights,
I won.
equal fights, baby.
I won.
Anyone's
I won.
catching
You
his hands.
did win. You did win.
I did win, and I will
but
say
you
that
let him win way too many times.
I did. I will say though,
Growing
it was
pains.
really funny.
Growing pains.
I will say when like I would fight at like the like last like the final, like you're in like semis and finals and then grand finals. If I was in them and there was a game on the like people were watching the game being streamed and then like ours wasn't being streamed, there would always be like a crowd behind me, because it was usually people that I just like fucking would fight with. So like we could take McLovin for example. Like love Jimmy. Jimmy's great.
Yeah,
Jimmy's
he's
been
awesome.
nothing but nice to me. And whenever like I would get close, he'd be like, he's like, you got this. Like he would always be so super supportive of me, and like never was actually like mad if I did take a round or take it, because some people do get a little weird with it.
I think the FGC should shine more light on that fact,
What?
because even as CEO, there were other groups I saw there where it was a mixed group of men and women. Didn't matter who was playing. I'm supporting my homie. Your gender didn't matter.
No.
Like, and I when I got to CEO, I saw how Javeli ran that, and I saw how much love like everybody had, except for the DBZ fighters. So, we out here.
That's
throwing-
really funny.
Yeah, like, the DBZ.
They're swinging.
DBZ, I don't know. They're a little different over there. But,
That's not us. We don't run
That's not
DBZ.
us. We not them. Yeah. But it was a lot of love from like everybody who was there. So I will say that was like a great thing to see.
No,
Just can't wait for it to move out of Daytona.
it'll be so nice when we move down Daytona.
Woo, let's back it.
Okay, I'll let you guys. When I was walking home that night, when like y'all were mad at me because I started walking home that night.
How many crackheads you run into?
Well, I was walking back, and the police were arresting a homeless guy outside of the convenience store.
Crazy.
And I was like, I better start walking faster. And I didn't stay at the hotel right across the street, because if I had done that, I don't think anyone would have gotten mad at me. No, I stayed at the hotel down the street because I couldn't actually afford the one there.
Oh wait, you went to the other Hilton?
No, there wasn't.
What was it, La Quinta?
No, it was like a random. It was the other Hilton.
Okay,
Because they
that's what I
just
thought.
bought it.
Because me and Zoro accidentally went in there when we first tried to go to someone's room. I think it was Dennis' room, right?
Yeah, it was Dennis'
Yeah,
room.
we went there. It was like, yo,
Alex had to
What
come down
floor
and find
we
you
both
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, the floors didn't go that high as
I was
mine.
like, what?
No, I went to the other Hilton down the street. Well, the thing was, my mom booked the reservation, so I got a discount on it.
Oh, really?
And then they're like, when's your mom showing up? I'm like, oh, her flight's coming. My mom was never planning on coming. I just planned on booking the room and then just lying that she'd come eventually. Because I'm over 21, so I was allowed to
Yeah.
sign in for the room. But they kept asking me, they're like, when's your mom coming? So I kept having to sneak past the front desk so they would stop asking me questions about when my mom was showing up. I'm like, I am a grown adult. It doesn't matter when my mom shows up.
Wait, they couldn't have your name under it? Like, is your name under it?
No, because my name was under it, but I needed the senior discount.
And
Oh.
it wasn't even like we were saying we were afraid for her safety because of the gender thing. We were afraid for her safety because Daytona has a homeless problem.
I
There's
ain't
a lot of
gonna-
crackheads at
I ain't gonna
Daytona.
lie.
I'm a 5'3"
I ain't-
woman.
I ain't gonna lie. So in where we live at, it's like you see one crackhead there, and it's like, all right, cool.
Whatever.
All right, I went to 7-Eleven to get me some Arizona. You know what I mean? I saw
Sponsor
4
that, man.
crackheads ganged up. I'm like, oh,
Out
fuck.
front. Out front.
Out front gate. I was like, oh.
I stared at one.
Anybody looking at this stream, right? If you're not looking at the podcast, flip the phone around, look at the podcast. You see me and you see Nate. We're like, we using the buddy system. You not get caught lacking alone.
Bro, I almost got caught like
Bro,
that. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, damn. I walked in that motherfucking store. I was like, damn, I wish I had mine. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I wish I had one of those right now. I ain't gonna, I'm gonna keep it.
Wish I had me a mouse tool right now.
A tool right now.
The night we were leaving the Denny's, as we were driving off, I turned around and there was like this one crackhead lady standing on the corner. She's like screaming herself about going back to school or something like that. I was just staring at her right in the eyes as we were driving off.
I can't. Once it goes back to Orlando, I feel like everybody will be like, all right, because like I was walking around in Orlando, it was fine. I didn't mind being in Orlando. I like the Orlando venue a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Jabali said he's been working on a new venue.
We
when
talked
were
about
there
that on
last
my little
time.
walk
Yeah,
home.
It'll be cool.
Because then Jabali was asking me about like my opinion, like how did I feel at the event as a woman, and then he's like, how do you feel about Daytona? And then I had to be like, well, I'm from Chicago, so my standard of like what I feel comfortable walking around in is not the normal standard. He goes, oh, I go, yeah. So that's
I
why.
don't care where you from. Woman, you 5'3".
Got Margarita and Phil. I'm fine.
Yeah, Thule.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Thule. We in
thank
Florida.
God for Jabali coming through.
Yeah.
When we saw him and he told us, all of us was like,
No, 'cause-
yo, thank you.
We don't know where she went.
Yo. We was about to send out a whole search party. He's like, nah, I don't know why she's walking alone, though.
I just wanted to go. I was tired because I had my pools at 10 a.m. And so I didn't sleep that night. And I was just like, I want to go to bed, which I felt bad because I missed out on like this whole little.
Oh, yeah, it was a whole thing.
But I hate 10 a.m. pools. Like I had 10 a.m. pools on Saturday and then that was when finals were. So I was just tired because I was there the whole day. I will never participate in 10 a.m. pools again.
Jamie! What time we at? See? There you go.
Okay.
Everybody gonna be like, look at they just. I know, right? 10 plans been having fun. All right. Anybody got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Diner.
Support your local FGCs.
Unless they suck.
Unless they suck, then go to the other one down
You
the
getting
street.
cooked by your own
If
TO is crazy.
Yeah, if their TO's cooking people in the bracket or they're throwing people out because they don't agree
Wait,
with
did
you,
we
just-
talk
you're
about that
probably
in
not
last
going.
night's podcast?
Do y'all want to go back over that? 'Cause
No.
you-
No.
I'm about to
not
say, I think
really.
we're
Moral of
good.
the story, if you're running a small event, let your TOs play.
Moral of the story: if you come to my scene and I watch you and I run a tournament, trash.
And that's where we'll at.
Oh yeah, no, but ended out with if you are male or female in the FGC, you're all equal.
You can
Hands
get
rated
your ass
E
whooped.
for
Yeah,
everyone.
these hands ready E for everyone. I don't care if you a cute little 6-year-old girl
I'm
and
beating
you're
your
like,
ass.
this is my first fighting game.
I'm
I'm
beating
gonna
your
mop
ass.
you.
I'm beating your ass.
I'm going to give you the real FGC experience.
She gonna hold that left right.
I'm going to mop you. It's gonna be a Justin Wong. Welcome to the real world
Bro.
moment. So that's just you're gonna be treated. You're gonna get equality. I don't know if you're gonna like it. That's all I'm gonna say on that one.
You work through it. Like,
Yeah,
you work through
You
it.
work through it.
Take it from me. You get
You
through
work-
it. You get through it. In the first few times, you're like, I don't like fighting games anymore. But then you work through it. And then you become good. And then you beat men. And then you're like, woohoo.
Exactly. You
I've
can
done
beat-
it.
You can beat anybody. Young, old, rich, poor. Like
Damn, Rich, they said they could beat you, bro.
You like I said, bro. I'm asking the beginning of your game. You get your lick now. Get your lick now. Get your lick now, bro. Bro. Oh my. There's some people I want to be in 8. Get your lick now, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, locals, you mean?
Who?
Nah,
Oh,
some
it-
people.
oh yeah, no. You said names. You gonna drop names?
Yeah, Nate, drop
nah,
names.
Ain't no names.
we-
Who do you want to? Who do you want
Oh,
to?
now we not dropping
no,
names?
Now we're
Dropping
who are we
names, nah.
dropping? Now I'm curious.
Now we anonymous.
No-
Okay, all right, cool.
I want it.
Say when he comes through, you gonna get mobbed.
Who is he? Well, I know it's not me.
There's a
So.
little story behind it.
I know it's not me. So
There's
that's.
lore.
No, it's not you.
Well, I'm not a
There's
dude.
lore.
No, she was on the list.
I mean,
So. Am I on the list?
She was on the list.
yeah, but like
I feel
the
like
way
I'm-
she plays, I feel like I can handle it now. But, like,
Oh.
personally.
Oh.
And plus, Katarina ain't gonna be in the next game. I ain't
Ooh.
Big oof.
No
Big
hope.
oof.
You just signed your fucking death wish.
I hope so.
Big oof.
I hope so. Yo, this man say he's not worried.
Nah,
Big
I'm,
oof.
I'm the prince of all sins.
When have you ever, just out of curiosity, beat me in 7 in tournament?
I mean, that's cool. I tell you, get your lick now. I've been saying it, get your lick now. You got your licks. Yeah, you got your licks. You got
I'm
your
waiting.
Licks. You got
I'm
your licks, bro.
waiting.
Hey, we should stream this.
You got your licks.
I'm gonna get this content.
I'm
We
waiting.
gonna get this content.
I wonder who else is on this list.
Tekken
though.
8
Tell me
first to
after.
10.
I'm
Hey,
so curious.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Tekken 8 first to 10.
Yep. We doing the first.
Exhibition
We got
match.
the first 10. Bad.
We can set it up.
It's been sealed in blood.
GG.
You know, we could
It's been sealed in blood. We'll do that shit on stream.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Nah, but definitely go ahead and get this in this get up out of here. It was a great time having y'all around. Thank you, Jules, for coming back up. Don't know when she's gonna be back. Don't ask me in the comments.
Next year.
Next year.
Next year.
Sometime next
Literally.
year.
Sometime next year.
Nah, man, but thank you. It was a great time being around with all y'all. This round is over. Y'all have a good time. We'll see y'all next time.